Hello friends and enemies. So this is it. This is what we've been building up toward. 15 videos. No, 10 videos. No, that's not right either. 7 videos, really? This whole series has only been 7 videos so far. It feels like a lot more, but I did combine the Sphexians and I combined the Tusk agents, so I guess that checks out. But it feels like we've accomplished a lot more than just 7 videos. And today will be our 8th, because this is the final figure in the Cosmic Legion's Book 1 wave. The last jewel to be uncovered, and that is Olek Thygar, GraveRing. Now, we've already looked at Olek Thygar Havocar, which is before he gets sent to the GraveRing of the space prison. So this will share some similarities, I imagine, but there are some marked differences, and I'm excited to take a look at them. I want to thank everyone who has come along on this journey with me, everyone who's commented, and I hope you will stick with the channel as we look at other figures that are not Cosmic Legions, but we will certainly be looking at more Cosmic Legions in the future. It's been quite a ride, and after this I am going to do that ranking video, and you have to promise to not get mad at me. Not really spoiling anything, but I think they're all amazing figures, but some are more amazing than others. Alright, heading into the review. This is a standard size Cosmic Legions figure, so he gets a standard sized box. Window in the front, Havocar lore on the side, Olek Thygar lore on the other side, a list of all the characters you get in the wave, trademarks, contacts, what have you. Choking hazard, don't give this to a 3-year-old. Just don't give it to a 3-year-old. I'm tired of trying to convince you otherwise. You know what? Give it to a 3-year-old. See if I care. Okay, let's see here. Every review that goes by, my razor blade gets a little bit rustier. I like the danger of it. I haven't had a tetanus shot in a while. I remember having one as a kid and it really hurt. I will also note that it's still extremely hot where I live, and I am in a tiny room with the door shut and no air conditioning, so I am already sweltering. That means nothing to you, but I just wanted to make it known. He's looking pretty good from what I can see in the clamshell so far. Alright, let's take a look at Olek Thygar GraveRing. So this is after he's been in the space prison for a while. He's been disruptive, he's been kind of a nuisance, and so they send him down to the GraveRing, where only the most disruptive prisoners live. It's a bit of a Coliseum type situation, and it seems from the bio that Olek has risen through the ranks to be at the top. Good for him, or at least near the top, near-ish, which is better than I would do. So you get some reuse from Olek Thygar Havocar, which is this bottom piece, but he gets new feats. This is new, this upper torso. The gauntlets, I believe, are the same, but the head is also different, and we will talk about that. I have the other figure here to compare with, but right now we're just looking at him, looking at the sculpt. I really love the way they did the scales. The texture on all these characters has been amazing. Just like the scales in particular, just the way they overlap, the way they're colored. It's just really naturalistic. You get a lot of variation in scale sizes, a lot of different texture. You've got smoother scales on the belly and chest, and then these thicker scales in the back are heavily textured. Some are pointy, some are flat, just very natural looking. I love his coloring too. We talked about it a little bit on the Olek Thygar Havocar review. Just can't go wrong with blue and orange. It's a great color combination, and you get more blue from him in this figure since more of his body is exposed. I will say that some of the scales in the belly and like right here don't look quite as sharp as they do elsewhere. I don't know if that's from maybe an overspray of paint or a mold giving out, or it just is that way, I'm not sure. It's really not that noticeable until you get up close, but I really do love the way that they sculpted those scales over the musculature of his body. Just some really intense overlaps in some places. And then you get little sections of detail right here, like these little spikes on his arms, and those are tipped with purple, which is really cool. Just a lot of care and thought put into this. Excellent face sculpt, of course. Bright candy orange eyes against that blue. And where before there was a golden medallion on the forehead, there's a kind of like a third eye situation up here. Except instead of third eye, it's three third eyes. He's got new hands with excellent scale work on those, new feet, very interestingly shaped, and even some detail on the bottom, lighter on the bottom. Just really really cool textures and paints everywhere you look. I think they definitely made it worth it to get another Olek, even though there's already the Havocar Olek. This one is so different and comes with different stuff, which we'll get to in a minute, that I think it's worth it to get both. It's not just a slight reuse of the character, it's kind of a complete overhaul. I mean, there is reuse obviously, but the functionality is different, it looks different, comes with different stuff. Worth it, I think. Especially if you want a buff, shirtless, reptilian man. He looks like he could take care of me. Would he want to? No, absolutely not. I don't think he would put up with me. That's okay. That's okay. Very few people would. So here he is with the Havocar Olek. So yeah, some marked differences. The same bottom half here, same gauntlets. The most interesting thing to me, however, is the evolution of his head. So, oh, no, I'm sorry. You're okay. You're okay. So this is Olek as he's been living his life, just doing his job, and then he's kidnapped and taken to space prison for whatever reason. So he's got this gold medallion on his forehead. He's got these horn-type dealies up top. His head is kind of a standard blue color throughout with some darker spots, but mostly blue. But then you get here, that medallion is gone. He's got this dealie right here. These horns have grown out into appendages that curl up around his head and are tipped with purple and pink on the top. It looks really good. And then these appendages too are also tipped with pink and purple. So it seems to me to be a thing of like he ground these down, kind of like a Hellboy situation for some reason. And maybe he always had access to this third eye type deal right here and he just covered it up with this medallion, kind of suppressing his nature a little bit maybe. But now that he's in the GraveRing, all bets are off, no suppression anymore. And these purple points could be seen as maybe like a paint he adds to intimidate people, but I think I see it more as like a threat display. Like now that he's in this place, he has grown more colorful to intimidate people naturally. Like it's just a biological response to the stress he's under. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it. So yeah, I think definitely enough differences that they're worth two separate purchases. Now we move on to the accessories, and this is going to be interesting. Well, first we're going to look at something a little less interesting, and that's hands, which they provided a lot of hands. In the previous reviews, I talked about the Heroes Hands pack, and the only hands in that pack were Vorga's and Ziri's, so a bunch of female character hands. Olek didn't get any hands in that pack, but he comes with a lot of hands here. So I don't think you can disparage the Heroes Hand pack because there's plenty here. Trigger finger hands, holding things hands, splayed hands. I really like the configuration of these, how there's one finger off to the side and these two smaller fingers kind of stuck more together. Yeah, plenty of hands. I don't want to hear any complaints about Olek hands, alright? Havocar Olek came with a chisel gun type thing, but this Olek comes with some staff weapons. The meteor staff. It's not a staff made of meat. It's a staff that's either made of a meteor or is depicting a meteor. Both or neither. Anyway, it's a really cool looking thing. You can see some patina, some green patina up on the top. I wish that was a little bit more obvious throughout, but it probably varies figure to figure, so someone else might have more patina on theirs. I just really like the look of it, so I wish it was a little more prevalent. But it looks super cool, beautiful job on that. And that's not it, but you also get a broken down staff. So it's basically the same staff, but it's the shaft part. And here you can see what I'm talking about. This one has a little bit more patina on it. Ooh, it's got some tape on it too, that's my bad. But yeah, a little bit more patina. I really like that. Wish it was on here. So it comes with the shaft part and then this part, which has been turned into like a cudgel. There is no place to attach this. It's not meant to be one piece. It's just two separate pieces that come together in this form. And this is really cool. This is unique. No other character has come with this weapon. We've seen weapon reuse throughout this wave, but this is unique to Olek Thygar GraveRing, and it is very cool. Real chain on that. Just super neat. I don't know where he came across this and why the people in the prison let him have it, but you know. once again, good for him. He'll also come with this hologram piece. A lot of the characters in this wave have come with these cool hologram pieces. This one, I'm not sure what it depicts. It might depict some kind of ship. So this just plugs into the gauntlet right here. So we can be monitoring that. Maybe he's on the lookout for escape opportunities or more prisoners that he is going to have to fight. It's good to be on top of things. So yeah, he comes with some pretty neat stuff. One thing I have talked about with this wave is that the hands are fairly stiff, so you need to be careful putting in the weapons, but just be gentle, you know, just in case. Super cool, too cool to be friends with me. So that is the end of the line, you guys. This is our last Cosmic Legion's Book 1 Havocar figure. I've really enjoyed looking at these figures week by week, knowing what to expect, but also being surprised. And these are so much fun to open, so much fun to play with and look at. It's just been a treat. I'm excited to get more in the future. They've announced plenty more figures. I've got to say, it's going to be hard to top Havocar for me. So thank you so much for following along. I will do that ranking video where I will figure out what is my favorite figure in this wave. And of course, Patrick's opinion will be noted as well and then promptly thrown out. I'm just kidding. He'll be involved in it too. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to new viewers and old viewers alike. Four Horsemen figures are some of my favorites. Oh, and I'll probably repeat this in the future sometime to remind everyone, but we will be at Legions Con this year. We are freelance artists, so we make a lot of different, you know, random art stuff, sculptures, illustrations. So we will have a booth there selling all that stuff. It's a little daunting because I think it's going to be different than all the other booths there. Everyone else there is going to have some really cool, like, toy stuff, and then we're just going to be, like, shuttled off to a corner with, like, sculptures and, like, pins and, you know, little illustrations and stuff. But it'll still be fun. And if you are going, I hope to see you there. So, as always, likes and subscribes are very much appreciated, comments are more than welcome, and I will see you guys on the next one.